I thank you for your kind attention. Most respected chairperson of Japanese Parliamentary Support Group for Tibet, Yamathani Eriko, the Speaker of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile, Khenpo Sonam Temple, the Sikyong of Central Tibetan Administration, Mr. Pemba Tsering, CTA Minister for Information and Relations, Madam Nonzen Doma, the Secretary of Japanese Parliamentary Support Group, Mr. Hiroshi, and all the distinguished guests, esteemed speakers, and honorable parliamentarians from different parts of the globe. As we draw this powerful and thought-provoking 9th World Parliamentarians Convention to a close, on behalf of Tibetan Parliament in Exile, I stand here before you with deep gratitude and renewed hope. I rise here to bow in respect and thank His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the beacon of peace and compassion, for his guidance and message for this convention. With the growing economy and geopolitical significance of Pacific Ocean and the Southeast Asia, to have this convention here in Japan is commendable. Therefore, please let me applaud and thank the Japanese Parliamentarian Support Group for Tibet for co-hosting this convention with exceptional hospitality. This convention will undoubtedly add a new dimension to the relationship between Japan and Tibet. So, arigatou gozaimashita, Nihon. I want to thank each one of you, both physical and virtual, the researchers, the speakers, the advocates, the community representatives, and the policymakers for your passion, insight, and commitment. Your presence here proves that solidarity is not a slogan. It is a strategy, a responsibility, and a promise. There are moments in history when silence is betrayal, and this moment right now is not one of this, because we are gathered here not out of routine, but we are gathered here out of urgency. In the face of a world where human dignity is under siege, where faith is criminalized, where truth is censored, and where injustice wears the mask of development, I want to thank all those behind the scene who worked tirelessly to make this convention impactful. I thank National Endowment for Democracy, our partner, the donors, the translators, the volunteers, and the technicians of CTA Department of Information for making this convention live televised to the world. Our thanks also go to Mr. Buchung Tsering, Research Head, ICT Washington, for his valuable insight and contribution during our call. Let me also thank the representatives of the Office of Tibet who have done their utmost in inviting representatives from their respective jurisdiction. Our special thank also goes to the Office of Tibet in Taiwan, who had made the memento of WPCT available. And our special thank also go to Mr. Arya Chewang Gyalpo, the representative of Japan, and his team, who were with us throughout this journey, from proposing this convention till the end. Thank you so much, and Thukche Che. Over the past 2 days, we were confronted with some of the most pressing and complex challenges of our times. From violation of human rights and transnational aggression to the escalating ecological destruction, shrinking of space for the child right, and religious freedom in PRC-occupied Tibet. Each session has reminded us that these issues are not isolated. They are deeply connected. A threat to human dignity in one corner of the world echoes across all borders. The impact of unbridled environmental exploitation and destruction knows no boundaries. And when the voices of faith and conscience are silenced, the whole world loses a part of its soul. And nowhere is this more brutally evident than in the PRC-occupied Tibet. Yet, the leadership of PRC makes tall claims that it liberated and developed Tibet, and that the Tibetans are basking in the sunshine of socialism. But we must ask, if that is so, why are our people self-immolating? Why is Tibet sealed off from the rest of the world? If Tibet is a model of harmony and development, show it to the world. Let truth speak for itself. Why is the truth of Tibet hidden behind the walls of censorship and militarization? To my Chinese brothers and sisters, standing with Tibet and Tibetans is not akin standing against China and Chinese people. Our struggle and movement seeks freedom from illegal occupation and colonization. It is not an act of cessation, hostility, and hatred as projected by the Chinese leadership. We are against the harsh policies of CCP that are driving our people to the desperation of self-immolation. You must know that under the guidance of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, we are seeking coexistence through middle way policy. To the international community, China has no legitimate claim to rule Tibet historically, morally, politically, or legally. Unable to prove this legitimacy on its own, Beijing pressures governments to endorse its narrative that Tibet is an integral part of PRC. When the governments yield, they lend credibility to a claim of CCP itself cannot substantiate. The fact of the matter is that the conflict between Tibet and China is not an internal matter of China. It's an international matter, and therefore the world has both the right to demand answers and the CCP has an obligation to provide. Among the many voices we heard during this convention, one testimony stood out and pierced through our collective conscience. The voice of Namki, who in her teens, at 15, defied the regime's authority, stood tall for her right to believe, to worship, and to be free. Despite fear, despite surveillance, despite threat, she chose truth over fear, courage over silence. Her bravery is not just a story of resistance, it's a call to the whole humanity. Thank you, Namki, for sharing your pain and courage. The presence of representatives from Uyghur, Southern Mongolia, Federation of Democratic China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan at this convention stands as a testament to our shared commitment to justice, dignity, and human rights. United by purpose, we leave this convention stronger, ready to act and speak, and fight together to fulfill our shared dreams. Let us be clear. Human rights is not a cultural preference. They are not negotiable. They are the foundation of human existence. And that is why this convention, we have not just shared pain, we have forged purpose. And together, across borders and belief, we have unanimously adopted the 9th World Parliamentarians Convention on Tibet, Tokyo Declaration and Action Plan, bold and unified to defend rights, to resist authoritarianism and reclaim truth. We have also passed the Tokyo Resolution on celebrating the legacy of His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama's contribution on nonviolence and building one humanity with mutual respect and compassionate dialogue. Now, anything that has begun must end. Every ending has a new beginning. So whatever we have started, now we are coming to an end, but it's not the end of anything. As we return home, let us commit ourselves to strengthening the grassroots voices, supporting policy advocacy, and building strategic alliances that can shift both political will, political power, and public will. Let this convention be remembered as the beginning of a renewed movement rooted in justice, courage, and unwavering belief in human dignity. I thank you for your kind attention.